They will have the Falcons in town this week as they have their second preseason game. Don't know if it's officially the dress rehearsal. I assume this is the dress rehearsal. Who knows what the dress rehearsal is going to be. But this past game, it was good to have football back. Everybody was, I mean, it was just fun having football back just in general. Like everybody, there was a lot of headlines on the rookies, obviously. I watched a little bit of Trevor Lawrence's debut. Got sacked in his first possession, which is always funny. You have all this high anticipation, and then Trevor Lawrence goes back and he gets mauled. It
ain't got nothing to do with him.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with him. But it was still the start. It's still such a, you're like, yes, here comes, and he gets taken down immediately. He didn't play that much though in the game.
The problem is that when you draft a quarterback to a team like that, you hope that mentally and physically he can withstand the rebuild.
Yep.
And a lot of people, I remember, who was it for Golden State? He said, look, they're so quick to call a player a bust.
Yeah, Draymond.
But what about the teams that ruin careers?
Yep.
This is one of those situations that you hope that he can withstand, because I got to tell you, if you're, if you looking to help out your quarterback and you got Tim Tebow at tight end, there's going to be questions.
He's not making the team, dude. He's not making the team.
I told you he wasn't making the team.
He's not making the team. He did the stop.
He can't play tight end.
He did stop, drop, and roll to block somebody. It was crazy. But let's hear a little bit from Tua Tagovailoa. So Tua, here's his impressions of his first preseason game and just how overall the QB thought he performed.
I think the better question for that is what didn't I do well? I thought I did all right. There are a lot of things that we need to clean up offensively, with our communication, more so our execution with our plays that we're given. First time coming out, in a real game-like situation, environment. I thought it was pretty good for the first time. Obviously, there's a lot of things that we need to clean up, but that's what we got film for. When we hop onto the plane, we'll take a look at some of those plays that didn't go the way we wanted to, and we'll get those fixed.
I wonder if anybody on the plane is ever just streaming like Breaking Bad. Like, do they all have to be watching film? Can anybody just what are you watching there? Are you watching the new Suicide Squad? No? You gotta be watching film, right? Like, it has to be. That has to be the go-to now that everybody can watch it on their tablet. Because back in the day, like, you couldn't watch film on the plane, Leroy. Like, you probably got to just relax, maybe have a beer, decompress.
They brought stuff you could watch film on the plane.
What, like a portable DVD player?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so.
But here's the deal, okay? There's two times where, and I'm gonna just put it out there, Robbie about had a fit, and for no reason. One was their interception. Now, granted, the result was terrible, but the reason why. And they did a great job of showing the end zone shot where you could see that tight end open and he waited too long to throw it.
Yep.
And the other one was when he threw the ball away because he double pumped.
You were texting.
And basically, Jakeem Grant ran the wrong route.
You were texting exactly what JT was saying on the broadcast too about his late throw there. I mean, look,
right.
It's still like you said,
he made it. He made the bad throw.
But
there's a difference in a bad throw and a late throw.
Here is Tua Tagovailoa talking about that interception.
What should you have done different on the interception in addition?
Yeah, probably not throwing it. Probably not throwing it. I think the DB made a great play. That wasn't a good decision on my part. When you get down to the red area, you got to make good, quick decisions. And that wasn't a quick decision. Or that was a quick decision, but not a good decision. Just something that I got to continue to learn from. Take that and put it in my arsenal, and hope not to make that same mistake again.
Don't put that in your arsenal. No, dude, I don't think you put it in your arsenal. You just you
take it out.
You take it out of you put it in the memory bank, store it away for a rainy day. You don't put it in the arsenal. The throw to 3 Bears in the end zone is not supposed to be in the arsenal. Don't do that play. Tell you what, though, he loves him some Mike Gesicki. Loves him some Mike Gesicki.
Who? Does Patrick Mahomes love Travis Kelce?
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. But
Okay.
but like they haven't given Gesicki an extension, and I feel like with how much Tua likes going to him, I think that's gonna be they're gonna be like, hey, take care of my guy, because he goes to him a lot, and he's dynamic, dude. He's a dynamic player.
Right.
Very dynamic. We didn't see much of Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle he had the really good punt return to start things off.
Hey,
Jakeem Grant's running like he's trying to keep on to a job the way he was returning punts.
Let me explain something to you. That'll be Jakeem Grant's job.
You think so?
Because they don't want Jalen Waddle returning too many kicks.
He got
that's just the nature of it.
He was reversing field, like he was showing. He was trying to bust one loose.
Paused and took off the other side of the field. I'm like, oh my goodness, this guy is fast.
Yeah, he is fast. He is fast. That's the one thing that was like a little bit I don't want to say disappointing, but you're just like, I do want to see the Jalen Waddle thing unveiled a little bit, because that's what everybody's buzzing about this week. Everybody's buzzing about their rookies, what they saw from their rookies, and obviously all the headlines is going to go to quarterbacks nationally, but I would have loved to see what Waddle and Tua's connection looked like, but I guess hopefully we'll see it a little bit of it little bit of it this week. But he is fast. I mean, fast. Woo! And really, we saw him. Holland was out there. Jared Doakes got a couple carries. I'm trying to think of the other rookies. Eichenberg was out. Jalen Phillips was out. I don't know. Anybody else that stand out to you, like that just had a really impressive performance, Leroy, or that you were, because you said you had concerns. Was anything outside of the running game that you had concerns about?
Just look. I don't mind the running game being bad, but I don't like all that penetration. I don't like all of that defenders in backs in the backfield that quick after the ball snapped. That's a problem, because you can clean that up a little bit just with play calling to put them on their heels. But the fact of the matter is that, look, you're relying on that front five to at least, hold down the fort enough to give the people behind them an opportunity to show what they can do. Mm-hmm. And there were a couple of times where it's just like a wasted play. Nobody could do anything because there was so much penetration so quick.
Right.
And that has to be fixed. It may happen 1 to 2 times a game, but it was happening on a consistent basis.
It is a
consistent play after play after play.
And look, that is a team with a reputation of having a very good defense. In fact, Justin Fields had a quote that kind of got some headlines this weekend. I don't know if you saw this, but he said he was asked about how the game played, how he thought the speed of the game was, and he was quoted as saying it was actually kind of slow. He says, me going against Chicago's defense every day slows it down for me. Yeah. So some people are going to look at that and be like, whoa, no. Justin Fields is saying the game's going slow. He's kind of giving a nod to his defense there, but
right.
Listen, he didn't do anything until the second half, and second half of a first preseason game. I don't know what he thinks he's going up against there. I don't think Flo's busted out the good stuff.
Hey, you ready for this? This is Andy Dalton started that game, but Nick Foles could only get time in the fourth quarter.
That's crazy, dude.
That's still that is crazy.
That's crazy, and he's getting booed. They don't want any part of him.
He's actually making more money than
because he's still making his Jaguars contract.
Yeah,
he's still making his Jaguar money.
He was traded.
Crazy.
He was. Yeah, he was traded.
Yeah, the Jaguars are rats off a ship. He got benched for Joe Exotic.
Oh man, look,
the guy who works out naked, Gardner Minshew, works out naked in the locker room before games. That's who he lost his gig to, and that was it. And that was the legend of Nick Foles.
That's pretty amazing.
Is Nick Foles gonna have a movie like Kurt Warner is? Because you see they're doing a Kurt Warner movie, and I gotta say, they can make anything look good with previews. So it says something that the Kurt Warner movie looks like absolute dog bleep in the previews. Like, I have no interest in seeing the Kurt Warner story. Sorry.
I mean, what look, great story, right? But like, yeah,
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna throw a pass of Cheerios when he was a grocer? Oh,
Hey,
really inspirational.
I can't like, and I think what he did in his career and the inspiration he has for people that just, keep trying and believe in yourself and all that. But I am rats off a ship on the Kurt Warner movie.
Yeah, I'm not watching a Kurt Warner movie. Sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
Now,
this guy annoys me because he texts in. He says, the guys, you ever heard about the boy who cried wolf? Tobin is the guy who cried goosies. You want to know something, sir? You can go straight to hell, quite frankly. All right, and I hope you get no goosebumps while you're down there, because you want to know where they don't get goosebumps? In hell, because it's too warm. All right, if you didn't get goosies this weekend watching Duncan Robinson, get his $90 million contract with his family, you don't have a pulse. It was goosey worthy. And then that Riley statement on Haslam, goosies. Major goosies. And this is another one that annoys me, Leroy. I'll tell you, this one I think is the one that annoys me the most. Because we've been over this many a times on the show. It's talking about the James Harden, how they're going to change the rules so they don't allow charlatans like him to get fouls for no reason. He goes, why is Tobin acting like Harden isn't using Dwayne Wade's move to get the call? This is so wrong, Leroy. And we've done this demonstration before. Well done by our former producer, Robbie the Degenerate. I said, not the same, all right? D-Wade was a fisherman, all right? He gets the defenders to bite. James Harden right now, he's like the guy who goes to the body of water and throws dynamite into the lake and just watches the fish come to the surface. That's what he is when it comes to drawing fouls, his chicanery. It's ridiculous. Flopping and flailing all over the time. Did D-Wade ever once in a while get him to bite on a pump fake and get the defender? Yeah, that's just called gamesmanship. But he's not cheating. That's what James Harden's out there doing. Ridiculous, Leroy.
you just don't like James Harden.
It's not that I don't like James Harden.
Yes, it is.
It's not that I don't like James Harden. I really have nothing against him as a person. I have nothing against him as a person.
No.
But as a
don't know
player,
him as a person, as a basketball player, you don't like.
As a basketball player, he's really good, but he is a charlatan when it comes to these fouls. It's ridiculous.
I mean, isn't that the point?
No. You gotta have
Really?
you gotta go earn. You gotta earn your trips to the stripe. You gotta earn
Really?
them. Oh yeah. Make them earn them.
Really?
That's what they're trying to do this year.
We got some videos. Look, they're never going to be able to fix unless they do it with replay. A guy who does the elbow thing and it's a foot away from him and he falls on the ground like he got 2 teeth knocked out. Yeah, because depending on what angle you are, you can't tell.
Chris Bosh has an all-timer with those. It's a great meme of it.
How about Jimmy Butler? How about Jimmy Butler peeking? Come on. Really? You want to get on James Harden?
He claimed he was concussed.
We've seen several theatrical performances in the league. You know what? You know how you fix that? Let him play. Stop calling the ticky-tack fouls.
So Brian Flores is keeping some secrets from us, Leroy. He's keeping some secrets. Now, Coach Flo was asked about, these Dolphins. They got co-offensive coordinators, right? And they got Stoodsville, they got Godsey. But then even Tua was saying that stuff was getting sent in by the QB coach too. And so people want to know, who the hell's calling the plays around here? And Brian Flores is like, no, I'm not telling you.
I mean, we've talked about this. We got a system in place. We know, how we're handling that situation. I thought it went well yesterday, and we'll just continue to handle it, the way we've talked about handling it internally. I thought it went well yesterday, and we'll continue to go the way we plan to do it. Really since George and Eric became the co-OCs.
Just to be clear, you do not want to reveal if 1, 2, or 3 people are calling the plays on game day?
No, I don't want to reveal. It could be 6 people, Joe.
Whoa.
Here, can I just say
We
this?
call it play call roulette.
This has, of all the things that we talked about,
Yep.
this has the least amount of importance. And here's why. Because in some cases on a football team, the quarterback coach is the guy actually talking into the quarterback's ear, because the quarterback talks to him a lot more and understands
Right.
what he's saying.
Which is what Tua was saying, that Charlie Fry was sending the stuff in.
Right. But it's not necessarily the guy calling the plays, because sometimes the offensive coordinator is upstairs.
Yes.
So this is not anything new. To sit here and make this, just because they have different titles, their job, their roles on the team.
Well, they don't have
this
different.
is not nothing new to football.
Well, they don't have different. They have 2 offensive coordinators. They
but
don't have different.
I'm saying just because of their titles, that doesn't mean anything.
I just think it's one of these things though. Like they don't. There's clearly a thing that they don't want to say who's calling the plays. It's not like, what have I ever heard that there's secret that this is one of those football things that shouldn't be a thing. Like, who is keeping secrets of who is calling plays? I've never heard of such a thing.
But here's why it may be done. Because in the end, and most teams are like this, there is a collective game plan that's designed by the coaches. And so you might have 4 or 5 plays for 1st and 10, another 4 or 5. They're all broken down on the card. The plays are broken down into all these different scenarios. And so when you go through practice, you kind of get an idea for which plays you're going to go with. And then if you're going to go with something different, you have a conversation when you come off the field. So when you go into a game, you pretty much have an idea of what plays are going to be called. It's not this, you make it sound like a coach is sitting there with a lab coat and he's trying to work it out. And
no, that's what they're making it seem like. They're like,
but it's not.
It's
that
making
way
it's
at
making
all.
it seem like the Dolphins have some offensive formula that nobody knows about because there's 7
not at
people
all.
calling plays and they
Not
don't
at
want to
all.
reveal. But it really seems like it comes down to they don't want to say who's calling the plays because they have co-offensive coordinators and whoever is calling the plays is basically
wanna
head
make
offensive
that a
coordinator.
Right.
But
they don't
it's
wanna make that
inevitably
a
going
thing.
to be a thing.
Look, in some instances, the guy calling the plays in the booth, but the guy signaling the plays, talking to the quarterback, is on the field. Does that mean he's calling the plays? You see what I mean? Like, it's a whole lot of nothing, and to have to explain it is just stupid. So he doesn't go there.
I don't know, man. This seems like one of those things that, like, it's not that stupid. It's just like I feel like these are one of those things where coaches are making a thing that shouldn't be a thing.
No, you guys are making it a thing. It shouldn't be a thing.
Why are you making? What is you
Who cares?
guys?
As long as the offensive is productive, do you
I need
care?
to know who to
Look,
blame. I need to know to blame. Like if last year I knew
So that's why. So is it safe to say that everything went well this weekend?
No.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean the run game wasn't that great. I mean not
Okay,
everything
that has
went
nothing
well.
to do with what play was called. That has to do with execution.
Well, I need to know who's executing this. Who's trying to send in the
The
execution.
players on the field.
No. But who's sending in?
No, but the
what
reason
needs
why
to
the
be
run
executed?
game wasn't any good was because of the players on the field.
Like, are we gonna be sitting here? Because
What's-
last year
what's
I knew who was top bum. It was Chan Gailey, not to the level of Fields.
Well, that was a whole different situation, because that was a situation where they basically dumbed down the offense to put Tua in.
Yes, but I knew who to go to.
But you're still gonna know who to go to.
Do I? There's like 3 guys now.
Yes, no, it's not 3 guys.
It feels like a Trojan horse. Like they're trying to
Because in
distract
the
me.
end, you're gonna go to Flo.
So you're saying he's on the hot seat?
No.
I think that's what you said.
I said, if you have any questions about what's going on offensively, and if there's ever a problem, you're going to go to Flo.
Yeah, but he's the head guy. Like he's not calling the plays. Like that's what he's letting his cooks in the kitchen. I need to know who is chef and who is sous chef.
You don't know, but they know what's going on. That's all it needs. That's all that matters.
But this is the thing. It's not a secret anywhere else. The only place it's a secret is here. Because
look, anytime you answer questions to the media, here's what you have to think. Okay, if I answer this question, am I going to have to either deal with this all year, or is this going to be a thing when nobody thinks it's a thing? So I just want to answer it. And that's how that went.
Really?
Yeah. I promise you. It's not as big of a deal as you're making it. And so because everybody's making it a big deal, Flo's like, oh, no, we ain't going there.
But like it makes it a bigger deal to keep it under wraps. You know what I mean? Like it's like the cover-up is worse than the crime. Like eventually we're going to know who's sending in the plays or who's selecting the plays.
No.
It's going to come out.
It's a big deal because you're making a big deal.
No, it's a big deal because he's making a big deal.
He's not.
He's making
because he won't tell you.
He's keeping it a secret. Shh.
No, I'm telling you. See, what you're doing right now is you're coming up with examples and reasons to kind of try to support you questioning or anybody questioning.
I'm not questioning
the
anything.
Process that they have.
I always question this. Why in football do they treat things like they need to be state secrets when they don't need to be?
Because they don't want to answer. They don't want to have to answer 200 more. Questions.
I guarantee they're going to be asked more questions about this all year. They're going to try and because
if they're not having success.
Here's the thing: if they'll still ask. Don't you think?
Okay, they ask, but at that point, if they win the first 5 games, nobody's going to care.
Agreed. Okay, but at some point, someone's going to find out who's actually calling the plays. And the reason that we're going to keep asking about this, and it's going to be a story in week 4, is because they are going to be like, not telling. Because you know what people like more than the truth, Leroy? Uncovering the truth.
You'd rather have a lie.
No.
Yeah, you would.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, you would.
If Tua was calling his own plays, I'd
rather Flo just give you coach speak instead of just answering the question honestly.
That's not true. Well, I would like honesty.
What?
Yeah, I would like honesty.
You don't.
I would like honesty.
If you had
they
honesty,
say it, dude, it's the best policy.
You don't want
first of
coaches
all,
to be honest.
It's the best policy. Don't you want to
not
know?
Want coaches to be honest.
Marcos, don't you want to know who's calling the plays?
I mean, I just want to know who to blame when things go
right.
crazy. I just want to know who to blame.
That's thinking positive. You idiots. What are you doing?
Not to the level of Fitz.
So basically, you are going into this season.
I just want to be fair.
Looking for the person to blame.
I just want to be fair. I don't want to be yelling at Godsey if I should be yelling at Stootsville.
In a 17-game season, there's going to be some times where you're going to want to blame somebody.
Yep.
But if those are a lot fewer than the wins, is it going to matter?
It's not. I mean,
then leave it at that.
No, because I need to know.
I can't just keep blaming Jeff Ireland for everything, Leroy.
You need to know the recipe.
You
don't want to just enjoy the food. You want to know how it's made.
Yeah, I do. I want to know, like, when we're sitting here and Tua and Flo are hoisting the Lombardi Trophy, I want to be like, so Tua, who's calling plays all year? You know, like to get us to this point. You know, maybe at that point I'm not doing it for blame. I'm doing it for praise. I want to know who gets the credit.
Leroy, let's say you go to the supermarket. You ask to speak to the manager. 2 people come up. And they're like, well, maybe one of them's the manager.
Right. Like when you go to
public. I don't care. I just want. Hold on. Wait. That's a bad example.
No. Maybe one of us the manager.
Hold on. No. That's a bad example. Because I'm going to tell you now, if anybody that goes into Publix that's like me, right, and you have a question that needs to be answered, you flagging down a green shirt. You don't care if it's a manager on it.
No. That's not true, because when you go to the deli, they got 2 faces up there. They got manager, assistant manager. Okay?
I'm just asking somebody in the green shirt.
Nope. I'm not going to blame the dude who's cutting the meat, unless he's the manager, of course.
Really? No, you're not. So let me explain something to you. If you go to get a sub,
yep,
right, and they take it forever, or they're not helping you, you gonna wait to speak to a manager, or you just gonna flag somebody down in the green shirt?
Guy just goes, Tobin, stop being such a millennial. We don't need to know everything. What does that mean? What does that have to do with anything? Are you telling me there are other generations that don't want to know stuff?
You go to Chili's and you get those little
fajitas?
the appetizer with the chicken and the cheese
sampler
on it.
Yeah.
Oh, those things are delicious, right?
Delicious.
And so you call over the server and say, can you bring the cookout? I want to know how he made this. No, you don't. You just stuff your face with it.
I would like to know that.
You don't care.
I would like to know there's an actual cook back there.
You don't go to PF Chang's and ask them how they made the sauce for the ribs.
No, but if
you don't care.
Chili's is a bad example, but if I go to Prime, I'm going to be like, hey, my compliments to the chef, not to the sous chef.
That's it. Compliments to the chef. You're not going.
But I don't know who the chef is.
Wait,
who is the chef?
The chef to send out a recipe.
Who is the Dolphin chef?
I want to know how you made it. I want to know how you made it. Say, you know what? Have him email me a recipe. That's what you want. That's what you want.
So I'm
you
just
want
going.
Dolphins recipe.
So I'm just going to go compliments to Tua. Is that what I'm going to do?
No, you're going to say the Dolphins play well. Keep it moving. What you're doing is working. Right? You know, like all of a sudden, dude, I've seen you eat. You ain't got time to ask folks how they cooked it. Because by the time they get there, it's gone.
Right.